Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. ARK had a huge update last night, patch 257, and I am here to talk to you guys all about it, especially about the new end game progression, is what they're calling it, and the process to Ascension. Now, if you're like me, you probably tried to prepare yourself as much as you could in order to go over and play this as soon as it dropped, and you're going to find that a few things kind of didn't work out the way that we thought they were going to work out. So hopefully this video can answer all your questions so you can be on your way to experiencing this yourself. Now, I just want to say right off the bat, of course, this is going to involve a lot of spoiler alerts. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you want to experience it yourself, then please come back and watch this video later because you are going to want to know what the heck just happened. So basically, spoiler alert. Now, player beware. Alright, there are a few things that you're going to want to know before you go into this cave. Now, first of all, this new cave is at the top of the volcano, the literal top of the volcano, in the middle of the island map. So basically you can just fly on over there and check it out. When you're at the top of the volcano, there are no bad dinos that will attack you when you're in the middle of the volcano at the door to the cave, so you don't have to worry about that. We were fine when we were there. The biggest problem is, obviously, you're standing right next to lava and you're gonna fry to death if you stand there for too long. So that is the problem with that. Now, if you tried to prepare yourself for this new cave by beating the bosses and getting those trophies early on, I have some unfortunate news for you. There are new levels to new boss trophies. Now, there are different levels. There's Gamma, there's Beta, and there's Alpha. And now you have to defeat each boss once, get the Gamma trophies, and then when you submit it to the Tech Cave and you go in and you beat it and everything, then you have to come back and beat all the bosses again to get the Beta ones and then the Alpha ones, to be able to do the three different tiers of this Tech Cave. Now, you'll know what I'm talking about when you go to the podium at the cave. It'll show you what you need to do this, and now you have to be level, I believe it's level 60, level 80, and level 100. I will show you guys on the screen what you have to get into the cave at those three levels. Now, another fair warning to players: when you go into this cave, it will show you a thing at the top. You literally only have like a minute and 30 seconds to get into the cave, so make sure whoever you want to bring with you in your tribe or in your group of friends is there and paying attention, because the door closes after a minute and 30 seconds, and that's all the time you have. So another thing, you can only bring up to 10 people into the cave. So if your tribe is bigger than 10 people, you're gonna have to choose your 10 best players in order to do this. Or I imagine you might have some people on your tribe that don't want to do this, and I will explain why in this video. Now, when you go into the cave, it will show a warning at the top, which I'll show on the screen. It'll show a warning on the top that any team dinos that you bring in with you will not be coming back out with you. Fair warning: any dinos that you want to bring with you are sacrifices to this mission, and you will lose them when you're done, or you will die on your way and lose them anyway. But just so you know, if you load up with your best gear, your best dinos, your best people, the payoff might not be what you want. So don't lose your best dinos to this cave. I'm begging you. Now, what is in the cave? I did the first step of this cave last night, and I'm just going to show you guys some clips, but I also want you guys to beware that it's not just a player thing. Also, your computer has to be able to handle this cave. They literally, for the first step anyway, there was no new boss. Just so you know, there was no new boss at the end of the first step of this cave. And also, it was just piles and piles and piles. Like, we would progress maybe like 8 feet into the cave, and you walk in for a little bit and there's nothing, and you're kind of wondering what's going to happen. And then when you finally see your first horde of dinos, it's literally just every bad dino thrown in a cave, and it's every bad dino on top of every bad dino on top of every bad dino thrown into a cave. So like, you're talking just T-Rex after T-Rex after T-Rex after Carno after everything. Like, it was crazy. And it wasn't necessarily hard. It was like a grind just to get through it. And my computer was on max settings, and I wish I had known. I just want to warn you guys, maybe turn down your settings a little bit. Now, I don't know if they will be fixing this in the future, but certain parts, like, I lost color, I lost audio, I lost vision. Like, it was scary enough just because I was so afraid while I was recording that I was going to just lose everything completely because my computer was going to crash. So you want to be careful, because they literally just did not really consider people's computer performance while they were making this first part. It was just a pile of dinos all in a small area, and then 5 feet from that another pile of dinos, and my computer was just going nuts. I don't have the FPS drop. This is absolutely I was a little busy, insane. But it was crazy. So just so you know, literally you need to go in there with everything. Like, we had some Ascendant weapons, rifles, grenades. You need a grenade launcher. Heck, you need all that stuff. And the problem is that when you start using grenades and grenade launchers on top of all these dinos, which are having severe collision detection problems, by the way, they are all just clashing into each other. Sometimes it was actually easy for us to defeat them because they placed so many big dinos on top of each other that they were all just kind of stuck in a ball. It was really weird. But when you start throwing grenades and shooting at it, everybody starts getting in on that. Your computer can't handle it. I'm shocked that it did crash, but anyway, so you have an hour to do this. And when you say that, you're like, oh my god, an hour? They gave us 15 minutes to defeat the bosses, so an hour seems like it's a long time, but trust me, you're going to use up a good chunk of that time. So with that being said, if you are outside of the cave wondering, what the heck, there's another group in there, it says it's occupied, or whatever it says when you can't get in, just so you know, the cooldown time is not 15 minutes like if you're waiting to defeat a boss. It's an hour long. So on one server, which you mostly play on one server, especially if you're towards a game-ending progression, you're gonna have to wait. So hopefully you don't have too many tribes on your server. We were lucky enough that we were all able to get together on this and do this, so that we could show you guys, and nobody had to kind of fight over it or wait. So you will have to wait if there's another person in there, and the wait is an hour long, just so you know. And when you get to the end, my biggest fear, when you get to the end, when you're finally ascending, it's about 1 minute and 30 seconds where you sit there to wait to ascend.
Yes.
Now, you have to have that time left on your counter. Like, I can't imagine if you get to the end of that, and then you don't have the time left, and then the timer's ticking down, and then it times out, and then you end up not getting it. So anyway, what else? What I'm suggesting people do is put on a bunch of armor, bring a bunch of health stuff, and probably with all the collision problems going on with these huge dinos, you could probably just run through the cave, I think. Like, you could probably just run through it and get to ascend, and then
big time.
And then that's that. At least for the first part, there was no special boss. Now, there's probably a special final boss at that 3rd tier when you get all of the alpha stuff. There's a big long list of stuff to get, but so far I went through all of this last night. I ascended, and it looked really cool, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like and play through that. But
well, as long as you don't bring anything with you. Oh,
we're teleporting. This is interesting.
Mommy?
Yeah, right? That's weird.
That's it?
What?
What?
You skip the credits.
How do you skip the credits?
There's a
Skip.
little skip button
Oh.
at the bottom right.
Should we watch this?
Download ARK Survivor.
Oh my god.
Wait, which one is my character?
I don't know.
It only shows yours.
They're all named Danny. I wasn't warned about
look,
this.
Look at the level.
I don't know. Warning. When you ascend, after you go through the credits of the game, it's gonna show you your list of survivors
I
to
don't think so.
respawn. It will not show you beds to respawn in. It will not let you
gosh.
respawn in a bed if it does show one bed. One of my friends did see a bed, but she wasn't able to respawn in it. So, not sure if that's a glitch or not, but for now, that's what happened. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you're a YouTuber and you play all the time, you probably name your characters the same, and you've probably been playing this game for long enough to have multiple characters on your files. So, I chose one that I thought was that one, and it was the wrong one. So, after you ascend, it says choose your character to respawn. You want to make sure you choose the right one, because I chose the wrong one, and then I respawned, had nothing, was level 1, lost everything, didn't have the special reward for doing it. It was awful. I was like, oh my god, what the heck happened? Like, they just took all of my stuff, respawned me in the middle of nowhere, which, by the way, I also picked to respawn in a southern area, and so did my other friend, and we both respawned in the winter biome, freezing our butts off, dying. So I don't know if that's a glitch, but we both happened to respawn in a random place, even though it asked us to respawn in a regular place. I'm not sure what that's about. But you lose all your stuff. Whatever you go in there with, armor, weapons, anything. Let's say you got all the finest tech gear and you worked really hard for that, and now you go into this tech cave and you're wearing all this gear, you're gonna lose it. Just so you know. I know I probably sound bitter, but I mean, you brought all your best stuff with you now in this cave, and then you're gonna lose it, and now you have to build that all back up so that you could go do it again for the second part. So I hope this video is informative for you guys. I hope this helps you out, and I hope that this is a fair warning to players that this is what you're going to be getting into, because I would hate for anybody to kind of find out after the fact the way that I did. And now, just so you know, if you do pick the wrong character to respawn, no worries, just walk yourself over to Aspire and you can pick from the list and eventually find the correct character, and you will have the bonus, which, by the way, the bonus for going through all of this was a special gamma implant, which you see in your inventory, that is 5+ levels. I haven't seen anything special yet. I don't know about they were saying something about a soul cube and an increasing level cap, which that's the +5. And now I've heard that if you take on the bosses again, they will be even more difficult and have some changes each time. So I'm going to go back and do that. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and support the channel by subscribing. I will be doing the second tier of the cave today and have that video out as soon as I can. So if you want to see that and see all the little tips and tricks and warnings that come along with that one, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.